Hello, Sarah Sabin, Executive Leadership and Intuition Coach here. And in today's video, I want to talk about how people pleasing is creating a success ceiling for you. So, quite often, when clients approach me about working together with me, they are not where they want to be. No big surprise there. So, they are objectively successful in that they have title, money, they're working for the kind of company that they've always thought they wanted to work for, but they are not far enough ahead by their own judgment and measures and goals that they've set for themselves. And one of the reasons for this is what got you here won't get you there. So what I mean by that is they're still trying to do the same things now that they did 10 years ago to get ahead. And one of those things is very often people pleasing. So this is almost like being a martyr for the cause. So you're the first one at work and you're the last one to leave. You prioritize your boss's stuff and projects and emails above your own things at work. You don't tend to ask for anything for yourself or think about how you get ahead and ask for it. So you may be thinking about it internally, but you don't actually tend to talk about it externally because you're so focused on people pleasing. Now, generally, what I start to see happen with clients and potential clients is that this is actually creating a ceiling for them. And that ceiling creates lots of negative emotions. So anger, frustration, resentment. And whether they are expressing that outwardly or not, it is an internal reel that is going on. And we know that, or hopefully you know if you've watched some of my videos before, that what we think and believe translates into our behaviors and actions and our nonverbal communication, even if we are saying nothing at all. So this is coming across to other people, even if we think that we're hiding it relatively well, it's coming across in some way. So why do we people please? Usually to get some form of external validation. And it's often worked for us in the past, otherwise we wouldn't have integrated it into our habitual way of being. So going the extra mile for people, putting other people at work first, all of this kind of thing would have led to forms of external validation. So maybe you climbed the corporate ladder very quickly, maybe clients loved you. And that form of acclaim would have fueled that sense of people pleasing even more. So you're like, great, I'm getting what it is that I think I'm missing. I'm just going to keep doing that. And then, of course, what happens is it starts to hold you back and you're not getting all the external validation that you feel you deserve from doing this. And you're starting to feel uneasy, also because you've got used to this sense of external validation as well. Now, how do you start to redress this balance? Well, you start to find little ways to put yourself first. And I don't mean put yourself first in the sense of you become completely selfish and self-focused and never think about anyone else. I'm talking about starting to address the emotional dysregulation you have around this sense of I'm doing everything I can and it's not enough and I'm not getting what I want. So little ways that you can start to do this is thinking about before you go into any interaction. I'm going to give you one simple tool here. before you go into any interaction, think about one thing that you would like to take out of that interaction. So let's say you're going into a conversation with a boss, you bring up one thing that's uncomfortable for you, but that you really want to get out of that conversation. Or you could be talking to someone at work and you want a specific piece of advice and you've thought of that in advance, that you're going to want that and ask for that. So that you're basically training yourself rather than being the martyr. You are proactively going into interactions and thinking about one thing, and it can be a very small thing that you're going to get out of it. So that starts to emotionally regulate you. I'm going to give you one other very simple thing now. Before you do any task at work, do one small thing for yourself. So maybe you have a sip of water. Maybe you take 4 deep breaths. So 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale. So that you are, again, as I said, training yourself out of always rushing into doing things and answering things for other people. And you are finding little ways to please yourself first. Now, this is a very simple exercise that people are like, what difference could this possibly make? Well, it's because the little things done very consistently compound massively over time. And then they lead to bigger things, more uncomfortable conversations where you are actually able to convey your value, ask for what you want, say no. And this is a very important thing. The more successful you become, the more you will be saying no. Whereas earlier in your career, your success would have been premised on saying yes to everything. You will start saying no to a lot more things without explanations. It's just very clearly setting down your boundaries. And doing these simple, small things starts to change how people see you, starts to change the level of respect that they have for you. And it starts to change your prospects at work. In one instance of working with a client who had been passed over for promotion, even though he worked every hour God sent, within 2 months of these exercises, he was nominated back onto the promotion track. So this is how powerful this shift in mindset can be. Give it a try.